Now, Phil, he has been a little sick, so his throat is kind of shot a little bit. So we'll see how long his voice lasts for us in answering questions. So, Phil, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks, Helen. So which questions did you want me to start off answering?
So I know that there are some people who are on tonight because they're like, wow, how did you guys come up with the 25-25 deal? Like, do we get all the same benefits, which you do, but they're wanting to know, how is that possible? Another one was, why is it important to get started now? So those two to start.
Gotcha.
We'll go on from there.
Half of what you do is a $25 donation to a 501c3 nonprofit, which is where we are going to do most of our aggressive litigative work and allow us to fundraise directly for that instead of just doing it off of the memberships, which means that we can generate donations and actually fund the legal work as a nonprofit while still growing the community. The other part of it has to do with us doing a risk assessment after the end of our first year. And basically the risk assessment is that the likelihood of an individual business being targeted is a lot higher than the likelihood of an individual household being targeted. However, households still have a likelihood of being targeted, but they would be targeted as a group more likely. So, for example, somebody who runs a chicken farm works in a very specific industry and is more likely to have their rights violated or attacked than an individual family, but they might attack the family's rights to teach at home, which all of a sudden will have 1,000 members who are affected by that, right? So it just came down to risk assessment. It also came down to the desire to focus on building the community up with the right people. As long as the community continues to grow and we've reallocated the way that we're approaching our legal work, offer all the same services, we shouldn't have any issues with that. We're just doing it on a different scale than we were doing before because of that understanding the difference in risk between a household and a business. And the other one was why to get started now. Was that correct?
Why is that important? And I love when you also share the legal strategy behind why it's important too.
Yeah, so the reason you want to get started right away has less to do with thinking that something bad is going to happen to you right now. And it has a lot more to do with basically two things. So there's always the risk, and that is if you wait to join until your rights are already being violated, then you run the risk, and it's a very high risk that there's not really a lot we can do for you. If you're in court and we've had businesses that we've dealt with in this situation, and even families. And if you end up in court and you try to join a private membership community to protect some specific right, like your right to raise an animal a certain way or something like that, joining a private membership community when that happens doesn't allow us to do much for you because the court might just say you're doing this to evade regulation. So a really easy way to think about this is you can't suddenly adopt religious beliefs to protect yourself in court for a certain type of freedom of expression. You can't just say, oh, well, I formed a religion that allows me to do this thing that was illegal up until this point. It doesn't work that way. However, if you have several years of a behavior established in your household, in your business, in your community, and it's something that is accepted as a common occurrence and an expected behavior, then you can actually defend that in court because you can say that it's a sincerely held belief. You can always make the sincerely held belief argument in court, but if you actually have a track record to show it, then that means a lot more. So it's kind of like if somebody claims that they have specific religious beliefs, but they've got no evidence to back it up, that's not going to go as well as someone who's Amish, for example, who you can look at their entire life as like a testament to the value set that they have, that they don't adopt certain forms of technology, that they raise their children a certain way, that they participate in their community a certain way. And so you want to establish that precedent as early on as possible so that you can protect yourself, also protect others, and actually have that defense in court. The other reason to get going right away is that the longer you wait to start building the community, to connecting with businesses and families who share your values, the further behind you're going to be than where you would have been. So the really simple way of looking at that is You can always procrastinate, and everybody knows the price of procrastination. We know that it's not going to be easier to do whatever you're attempting to do in a year. It'll only be harder. But for some reason, we just trick ourselves into thinking it's too difficult right now. That's another one of the reasons we tried to set the price in the way we did for households, is that this should be a no-brainer price. If you see the values that we have and you want to protect that and you want to build a community of like-minded people, that's a no-brainer. The software tool that I'm assuming you'll go over with them or whatever, but our community tool that allows you to connect with other households and businesses, that alone is worth the money, let alone all of the legal work that we're doing and the legal protections and the legal fight that we're going to go out and do to protect everything from your health and food rights to your rights to raise your family the way you want to and associate with people and protect yourself. So it should be a no-brainer. But if it isn't for you, then I strongly suggest you look through the agreement again, look at the things that our community is accomplishing with our parallel economy, with our actual community values. And if that's not worth $50 to you, then there's not really much I can say to change that.
No, it's true. I know people who spend more than that, like going to the movies or going out to dinner for a date, you know? So it's like the price of a date nowadays. So Karen's asking, is the Crofter app in production? Great
Crofter
question.
app is actually in beta test right now. So it is technically live. I believe you can download it, but I think you have to get I think they'll pretty much accept consumer applications right now. I think that business ones they'll have to be in contact with you because they're beta testing, but it is live. It's called Crofter Markets. Or Crofter Market, excuse me, not plural.
Yeah. In fact, I'll put a link on here because they gave us a special link, and I'll put that on in a second when he's asking when you're asking other questions. But that special link connects it so that they know who's coming to them from the People Restored.
So
Okay.
Crofter Market is part of that overall vision, again, of building a parallel economy and providing people with other solutions. One of our main focuses for our legal work this next year is going to be fighting for food freedom. Based on the work I've been doing over the last couple of months, I have a strong belief that food will be the way that they target the ideological holdouts and break their will, and so to comply with new policies and new approaches. And so it is absolutely essential that we protect our community members and protect our rights at large to raise food that we know is healthy, to be able to have access to clean and unadulterated food. And so that is going to be the primary work that we're engaging in 2024 from the legal foundation, aside from whatever cases come our way due to the community's needs.
Okay. So I'm just going to show you just a quick glance at this. We're not going to spend a whole ton of time on it, but I want you guys to have an idea of what it is. You'll come in here, join to request if you don't already have them. And you just sign on and it brings up the app. So in this app, we have a list of all of our members. What's really great is I can tap and hit who's near me, and I can scroll through it and see people who live near me. That's awesome. That's one thing that was a huge request from our members. How do I know who's around me that lives by me that's a member? Okay. The other thing that we have is we've got like our events that are going on that you can click on and attend. We also have, if you go to the start here area, this shows all the different types of communities. So everybody is a part of community, the job listing board, and the marketplace. Okay, those three right there. Then we've got the different states and areas where we have members where they can join and have their own community groups. So like, I probably should go to the Montana one because I think they've got some stuff going on there that's pretty good, if I remember right. Watch. Okay, here we go. So this is Montana, Northern Idaho. They get together once a month on the third Monday of the month, and they have a social. They share like, just different things and stuff so they can stay in touch with each other. They've got like their members that are up here that are part of it, and they have an events like that they can put events. Like every area can do this. And you as a member can come and post anything on these. If you're having a get together, if you're part of a preparedness group and you want to post your event on here, even though the preparedness group's not a part of our organization, that's okay. Like if you're like trying to help share like great different things like that will help people, go for it. We've got so Utah, Wyoming, Southern Idaho. We've got like different groups too. So some of these groups are ones that the chicken keepers, like we had several people who asked to be part of that. Our food share, people like Lori and Vance, they have a bunch of Golden Delicious, which I heard they still have some. She says that they have not been frozen yet. She's like, there's still apples on their tree. She's like, if anybody in the community wants to come and get them, just come on over and whatever you pick, you can keep. So, this is really great to be able to have resources like this. And then I'll show the ham radio one, and then we'll be done with this so we can move on to the next topic. But what I love about the ham radio one is this shows how we actually have a resource tab here where, like, if you know how to do something, like Mike was the one with the ham radio I did. He recorded like a 20-minute presentation, sent it to me, sent me his PowerPoint, and then we put his PowerPoint on here where you can actually go through and click and learn about, okay, what is ham radio? How to become a part of it? And what I love even best is he like put together the resources of what equipment or where do I go to get licensed? How much is it? Here's some practice links, remote exam link, a pre-recorded lesson links you can learn. This is value. I've always wanted to do ham radio, but I just didn't know where to get started. And then he even put together a list of equipment and pricing and links where, like, if you're like, okay, I want to get started, but have a $200 budget, he tells you what to start with. If you have a $1,000 budget, he tells you what to start with. But this is great. And there's so many people in our community that have amazing skills, amazing abilities, even have businesses. And we want you to market your businesses to each other in here and your services and your products. Like, we're all about a parallel economy. We can't have a parallel economy if you're not like buying goods and services from each other, right? And if you have like chicken eggs that you sell out of your backyard, come put them on the marketplace. Let people know you have chicken eggs and people will come get them. I just bought some chicken eggs from someone in our community that's just an American fork. So this is a great way that you can connect with each other and share your skills with each other and connect online so that you can connect offline. Once you become a member, you'll get access to orientation. It's a hands-on one. If you're someone who's like, I suck at technology, we have you bring your phone and your computer, and we help make sure that you have the app set up on both. And if I need to stay longer on to help you get that done, I will. That's what it's for, is to do like a hands-on Q&As and showing you how to do all of this. We'll show you how you can buy gold backs on the website. We'll show you where you can find businesses to spend them at. We'll show you how to find the business directories. And I do record the orientations for those who have to work. So all you have to do is you just have to sign up for whatever you sign up for. If we're emailing that recording out, then you will get it. If you're not signed up for it, then you won't get the recording. So just make sure you sign up for the orientation or the webinar, even if you can't be on it live. How many members are there? We are almost to 200 right now. So 200 members in 4 different states and about 30 businesses and growing. On the website, we have a directory of all of the businesses. And then on the social media app, that is where you connect with all the members. But now it's important that you use the website to get enrolled because it has to process a payment through the site in order to put you in the system. So you can't like.
And they have to sign.
Yeah. And you have to sign like the agreement. We actually have you sign it.
It's a very easy, like you're going to check some boxes that you're acknowledging the agreement, and then you're going to digitally sign it, and then you'll get a copy.
So
easy. You're not going to have to print it off and mail it in or anything like that.
And then let me get the link for the Crofter. Okay, so this is the Crofter link too with the People Restored TPR at the end. I'll show this really fast so you can see it. This is if you want to become a producer, then you can fill out this information and apply now. But you can also like contact them and ask them about just being a beta tester and accessing it to like test it out and help with that and use it. Pretty exciting, isn't it? I love this. Seeing the response. We're going to grow so fast, so much. And this is a great like gift that you can give to others too. Like I have one friend and she is Venmoing her kids like $50 and sit there with them, and they're going to fill it out together so that she can walk them through how to do it. It's really easy.
just a heads up on some stuff that we will be doing for 2024.
Oh, yeah.
Our agreement, so the agreement that you're joining, our agreement's going to include some more in-depth protections regarding health and food freedoms. So we're going to be we're doing a year-end review as a board, but we're going to be addressing that. We're going to be doing a lot of legal work this next year. We've already had the opportunity to do some work. One of the newest of our business members, Utah Natural Meats and Milk, that's how we met them, is through our charitable legal work. We were able to help them out, and they have joined the community. So now you can get a source of unadulterated meats, both beef, pork, and chicken, as well as raw milk. Then the other thing that we are doing is that we're going to be having some companies launching some CSAs this next year. So if you live in an area, kind of like I know Cece does, where she can't raise chickens in her backyard, so she has limitations on what she can do because of her location. We are actually going to be having a chicken CSA where you can actually get pasture raised chicken as a member of the community, and you pay for the chicken in advance, so the chickens get raised for you elsewhere, they get pasture raised elsewhere, and then you actually get them on their slaughter date. So we are doing a lot in this community to build up actual real alternative solutions for you and your family, starting at the core with food and obviously branching out from there. So anybody that you may know that is growing food, that's running a small business or anything like that, this would be a great year for them to participate in the community, because we are going to be focused a lot on services to the community members this coming year.
Well, it's great having you guys all on tonight. Jump on, get started. Don't waste any more time. 25 for the membership, 25 for the donation to the legal fund, and we will get you off and started and help you guys start to put these protections, parallel economy, and a group of like-minded people there for you and your families and your businesses.